The New York Rangers ended up becoming the first team in the NHL to clinch a playoff spot this season with the win they got against the Philadelphia Flyers the other night. So in this video, I figured we'd take a look at every single possible opponent the New York Rangers could face in round one this upcoming playoffs. Obviously, it's right around the corner. Most teams have, 9, 10, 11 or so games left to play. So obviously the season is coming to its end fairly soon. So I figured we'd take a look at all the first round opponents, starting off here with the possible outcomes of obviously the Rangers. If they finish first in the division and first in the conference, then we'll take a look at first in the division and second in the conference, because obviously that does matter depending on which wild card you'd face. And then we'll take a look at if the Rangers ended up slipping to the second spot in the division, which is a possibility. The Canes aren't too far back, so it definitely is a possible outcome that they could, possibly jump the Rangers here. Obviously, take that top spot in the Metro and the Rangers slip to second. But they can't fall any further than that, really. I mean, the Flyers are way too far back. So the Rangers kind of safe there. Obviously, they're guaranteed pretty much to finish, first or second, but it is possible they definitely can still slip to second. So starting off here, taking a look at the teams the New York Rangers could possibly face if they end up finishing first in the division and first in the conference as well. They would end up playing the second wildcard team in the Eastern Conference, which right now the most likely three teams are the Capitals, Red Wings, and Flyers, with other possible outcomes being the Islanders or Devils, which it is possible, but right now is quite unlikely. It does seem like that these two teams are probably not going to make the playoffs, because they're going to have to bank on obviously other teams losing above them, and also they're going to have to keep winning quite a bit. So it'll be tough. I don't see the Islanders or Devils making the playoffs, but it is still mathematically possible. Then the other teams here that, again, are mathematically possible but are even less likely of outcomes is the Leafs and Tampa. They can possibly, one of them could fall to the second wildcard spot, but it is very unlikely. It is possible, but probably not going to happen, obviously, which is a good thing for the Rangers here. I would definitely not want to have to play the Leafs or Tampa in the first round, especially when you consider that the most likely teams right now to finish in that second wildcard spot are the Capitals, Red Wings, and Flyers. I would say these teams are definitely a decent step worse than the Tampa, and obviously the Leafs are, especially in the playoffs. I mean, the Tampa Bay Lightning, we know the experience they have. They may not be as stacked of a team as they've been in the past, but they're still a good team. They have a lot of guys who have a ton of experience. I definitely wouldn't want to go up against that team in the first round. And the same thing with the Leafs there. Obviously, they finally got that first round win, which great for them. And although they may not be the, best team in the playoffs, for example, but they still are a pretty good team and definitely are a team that you definitely don't want to have to play in the first round. They're going to be a very tough opponent, and I'd be more than happy if the Rangers don't have to end up playing them. And now taking a look at if the New York Rangers end up finishing first in the division, but end up finishing second in the conference, they'd end up playing the first wildcard team in the Eastern Conference. That would mean it would more than likely be the Leafs or Lightning. So that's kind of why I think it is a big need for the Rangers to finish at that top spot in the division, but also in the conference. Then you can avoid playing a team like the Leafs or Lightning in the first round, who would probably give you a lot more difficulty than a team like the Capitals, Wings, or Flyers. I'm not saying those are terrible teams by any means. They're good teams, but compared to the Leafs or Lightning, I think there's a gap there. Obviously, I think the Lightning and Leafs are better. And I do like the Rangers' chances of winning either series, no matter what, really, who they play in the first round. But obviously, I think there are teams like the Leafs and Lightning who are going to put up a lot more of a challenge and a lot more of a fight compared to a team like, the Wings, Flyers, and Caps could potentially. And now I'm not saying that they're going to be easy walkover, but I think there's obviously a gap there, and I definitely would much rather see the Rangers end up playing one of those three teams than the Lightning or Leafs in the first round. And yes, I know the Lightning have obviously lost some of their depth over the last couple of seasons, but for the most part, they have kept a lot of their top-tier players together, like Vasilevsky, Point, Stammer, Kucherov. I mean, most of these top-tier kind of guys on that team have stayed there. John Cooper's still the head coach. He's a great head coach as well. So I think in general, that is a very good team, obviously, still. They have a lot of their core players together that have been there, done that in the playoffs. They've won their cups. They've done that. So I think that is still a great team, and definitely a team who I would not want to play in the first round. And obviously the Leafs as well. They're a very talented team, one of the top teams in the entire Eastern Conference. So avoiding the Leafs and Lightning would definitely be very beneficial for the Rangers. And the last thing we're going to take a look at here is if the New York Rangers end up finishing second in the division and the Canes end up jumping them, the Rangers would more than likely end up playing the Flyers or Capitals, who are more than likely going to finish in that third spot in the Metropolitan Division right now. There's no chance really for the Flyers to jump up above the Rangers or Canes. So right now, the top two spots in the Metro are pretty much locked in with the Rangers and Canes. It just kind of depends on which team's going to be where in the first or second spot. And same thing with that pretty much kind of third and fourth spot. The Devils and Islanders obviously can mathematically catch up, but it is more likely going to be the Flyers or obviously Capitals who end up getting that third spot in the Metropolitan Division. So either one of those teams I would be fine with playing in the first round, but I think it obviously you'd rather get that top spot in the division and the conference, then you have that home ice advantage all the way till the cup final. So I think that definitely is a factor in things. I mean, you want to finish that top spot in the conference and division, which is very important, and you'd still pretty much be playing the same, I would say, about level of opponent. I mean, the Flyers or Capitals, I would say, are a fairly even team. I mean, I don't think one of the teams are really a clear kind of step above the other. I think they're fairly even for the most part in general. So going up against either one of those teams, I would be fine with in the first round, and I would definitely say the Rangers should be clear favorites in that series as well. Anyways, that's going to do it for this video. If you have enjoyed, please smash the like button and subscribe for daily New York Rangers content. If you're a Rangers fan, this is the place to be. And also don't forget to comment down below your thoughts on the Rangers' possible play of opponents here, and who do you want to see the Rangers face in the first round as well. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you in the next one. See ya.